what I didn't forget is to watch Fraggle Rock for the first time ever last night.
I'm so proud of you and so happy.
Oh, you've never seen it?
No, I've never seen it. So it debuted on HBO, and I didn't have HBO, and it was syndicated eventually, but I think I was a little old by the time it was syndicated.
Yeah, went to TNT, went to the Disney Channel.
Yeah, January 10th, 1983. So it started right at the beginning of '83, and it's great.
It's amazing.
Like, I was never a big Muppets fan. I was more Sesame Street. But I really, really liked this show, and I just was amazed that it took place in 4 universes, essentially.
Yeah,
or three universes.
The show is ostensibly like about different peoples who are codependent on one another and practically cohabitate. They're neighbors, but all don't know each other, don't understand each other, or don't really even regard the other's existence, which is kind of like a crazy concept for a
So you got
show.
level.
Yeah,
it's very
outer
level.
space.
Yep,
Which is
outer space. That's
our world.
Which is our world to them.
And there's a hole through that into the Fraggle Rock.
Yep.
And the Fraggles live there, but they don't live there alone. They live there with the Doozers.
They cohabitate with the Doozers,
who are really strange.
They're so cool. I love it. So it's this interesting dichotomy. The Fraggles don't work is not a thing to them. Like their work week is 30 minutes.
Yeah.
They don't work any more than 30
minutes. They rock out a lot though.
They do. Their whole life is about. So they're the artists.
Yeah.
They're totally the bohemians. They're like we work 30 minutes a week and then we literally just mess around and enjoy ourselves. But the Doozers are like the opposite of that. They work around. I don't think there's any shot
in
of
clear
the Doozers
acrylic too, which is really jarring and cool looking on set.
Yeah, which is
there's a lot of aspect changes actually. Like there's miniature versions of I think a lot of the Muppets that they use in the sets with Big Muppets. Like when they always juxtapose huge things with small things. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, and those clear things. Those are technically they say made out of ground up radishes.
Okay.
So and the Fraggles love
technically.
The Fraggles love technically speaking.
Technically.
The Fraggles love to eat them, and that's kind of like this weird play together. There's like the Fraggles do not regard the Doozers in any way, shape, or form, even though they do all the construction around there, and they're actually there just to, as far as the Fraggles are concerned, the Doozers are just there to provide buildings for them to eat.
Yeah, so I saw them eating them, so I didn't know if that was an ongoing thing.
Yeah, and the Doozers are always like, every once in a while you see a shot of a Doozer being like,
see, then this one is just like, I'm glad they appreciate fine architecture. It's good. So then the other world is the Gorgs.
Yes.
And they're giant, like Sid and Marty Krofft looking things, which I think is like kind of unusual in the world of Muppetry. And I really like how those guys look. The king and the queen, and they're just so cool. And their son,
yeah, super cool looking, kind of creepy looking. The whole show has a kind of a little. I don't want to say it looks dark, but it's got a little bit more of an edge to it than your typical.
No, that's why I didn't. All right, this is really unpopular. I'm sorry, I didn't like Fraggle Rock because it was dark. Because it was visually dark, like it didn't have a lot of lighting, and just because it had that, it was in a cave, so understandably, but it was still kind of just there was this edge to it that was like really creepy.
HBO edge,
a dark
HBO edge, like Game of Thrones.
Do you think the creators may have partaken in substances?
Yeah. No,
It's hard, I mean, it's hard to tell, but like with Jim Henson, that guy is just like straight family man, super creative genius. Yeah, but he had a team of like dozens of people who were doing puppetry on stage at one time. It's really amazing. And they invented all kinds of stuff, like troughs under stages so humans could be there at the same time. Although humans don't seem to interact with Fraggles a lot. Just the old guy and his dog.
Oh no, yeah, they don't interact at all actually. That's part of the joke is that they
never see him.
Yeah, they never see them, and one of the Fraggles is actually always going out of the hole and sneaking past the dog. The dog sees him. Yeah. The dog always sees him, but the dog tries to communicate to his master, but
the master is different in every international territory. That was shot differently, so they shot all the segments in different ways so they could piece them together. So the German version of the shopkeeper just speaks German; he's a German guy, but they can, I guess, mime over the rest.
And then they do the rest of the voices in German.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I saw it in an episode. It really looked like Fort Mason and the Golden Gate Bridge and stuff in the background while they were flying kites in this one scene. I was wondering if they shot it here. Yeah, I couldn't find any evidence.
They actually it was shot partially in Toronto, shot partially in London. It was as opposed to Muppets, which was created here and then syndicated other places. Fraggle Rock was actually designed from the beginning to be an international thing. In fact, music was a big part of the show, as you probably remember. And at one point, the Fraggle Rock theme song got as high as 33 on the British pop charts.
I love that.